Welcome to The Coach Within. I'm your host, Coach Jedi, a podcast where transformation begins from the inside out. Here, we explore coaching conversations that unlock clarity, spark insight, and bring you closer to your purpose. Whether you're a coach, a leader, or someone on the journey of personal growth, you're in the right place. Each episode brings real stories, practical tools, and thought-provoking reflections to help you thrive in life, leadership, relationships, and dreams. Let's journey inward, ignite the coach within, and brave your story. Hey, I'm Jedi. Welcome back on The Coach Within. Today, we're stepping into shadows. A story that's not light or easy, but real, jagged, and deep. This is about Brave, a boy who's barely a boy anymore, carrying rejection like a second skin. It's the first of many tales, a journey into the unknown where he'll face creatures, voices, and himself, especially himself. This isn't about a quick fixes or shiny courage. It's about the slow burn of finding who you are when the world's told you you're nothing. There's darkness here, but hope too. Faint, stubborn, growing. So, sit with me. Let's walk with Brave through his first steps into a valley that echoes more than sound. Reflect as we go. His story might hit yours somewhere raw. So let's begin. Brave wasn't brave. Not yet. Not ever. He thought some days. In Cragmoor, they called him Tallow, a name that stuck like soot to his bones. His mother, Seryn, gave it to him because she poured candles, dull, flickering things that barely hit their heart against the endless rain. Tallow was 14 now, all elbows and knees, with hair that hung like a curtain over his eyes that saw too much and said too little. Cragmoor didn't want eyes like that. It was a village of slate and sludge, where the wind howled through cracked walls and the people hunched against it. Lives as small as their coal-stained hands. Tallow didn't belong, not because he fought it, but because he couldn't carve himself down to fit. Seryn was his anchor, and though she was fraying, her fingers bled from wax burns. Her voice soft, but brittle, when she said, "You're not this place, Tallow. You're something else." He watched her knead dough or mend his torn coat, and see the weight in her shoulders. His father gone, swallowed by the mines when Tallow was too young to remember his face. She kept him alive, but barely, and the village saw their struggle as weakness. They saw Tallow as worse. The kids make it a game. Cold, broad, and brutal. Would pin him by the wall, grinding his face into the dirt while Seryn jeered. "Tallow's a puddle, melts when you kick him." Others joined, a chorus of fists and laughs, and Tallow took it. Silent, eyes burning, hands twitching, but never swinging. Why didn't he fight? He asked himself that in the dark, laying on his pallet, the heart creaking around him. Maybe because fighting meant believing he could win, and he didn't. Rejection wasn't a single blow. It was a tide, slow and cold, drowning him inch by inch until he couldn't tell where it ended and he began. Inside, he wondered, am I the mud they see, or is there something under it? Something they can't touch. He didn't know. Didn't dare hope. But the question sat there, heavy, a stone in his chest he couldn't shift. One evening, a trader rattled into Cragmoor, cart groaning with strangeness, skulls polished white, feathers that caught the firelight, vials of dust that pulsed like trapped stars. The village eyed him, suspicious but drawn. By the well, Rain's voice cut through the dusk. Steal something. Tallow, show you're not a ghost. Cole smirked, daring him with a shove. Their words weren't new, but they landed like sparks on dry grass. He didn't want their game, hated it, but the weight of their stares pressed him forward. Under a thick sky with clouds, he slipped through the cart, heart hammering. His hand closed on its stone black coal veined with silver that glinted like a secret. It buzzed against his skin, alive. Then a grip, iron tight, caught his arm. The trader's eyes bored into him, sharp and cold. That's a finder's stone, boy, he grabs. Points you where you might meant to go, but it will strip you bare. Ready to see what's left? Tallow tore free, stone clutched tight, and ran. Their laughter whipped at his back. He didn't sleep. The stone glowed faintly on his palate, warm now, whispering without words. Dawn broke, grey and wet, and he was gone. Bread in his coat, the stone in his pockets, Aaron snores fading behind him. No goodbye, no note, just a pool he couldn't name, dragging him past Cragmoor's age into a wow that stretched endless and cruel. Why he lived? He didn't know, not fully. Maybe it was the stone. Maybe it was the hollow inside him, begging for something to fill it. Or maybe he just couldn't stand one more day of being Tallow. Weeks bled together. Forest of gnarled pines, plains where the wind screamed, hills sharp with shale. He ate what he could, sour berries, roots that numbed his tongue, slept where he fell, under roots or in hollows. The stone pulse is his only guide. It led him to a valley, its cliffs rising like broken teeth against a bruised sky. The air thickened, heavy with a hum that wasn't sound but pressured, sinking into his ribs. The Valley of Echoes, though he didn't know its name. He stepped in, and the ground growled. A voice roared out, low and vast. Who dares tread here? Tallow froze, his eyes darting. Then he saw it, a figure tearing free from the cliff, stone and moss stitched into a jagged shape, eyes glowing green through fissures. I am Gorrim, it rumbled, words bouncing off the walls. Guardian of the lost, state your purpose. Tallow's voice struck and then broke. I don't have one. This stone, it put me here. He held it up, shaking. Gorrim loomed closer, cracks shifting. Find the stone seeks what you won't face. Speak your truth or leave. Truth? Tallow's mind reeled. Years of silence, of swallowing their taunts, of pretending he didn't care. I'm running, he said, raw. From them, from what I am. Gorrim's eyes dimmed, heavy, Running's a cage you carry. Stay and meet what haunts you. Or don't. Choose. What haunted him? The mud on his knees? Aaron's tied hope? Or something deeper? Something he didn't have a name for yet, clawing to get out. He stayed. Not because he wanted to, but because turning back felt like drowning. That night, he slept under Gorrim's watch, the valley's hum treading through his dreams. Cragmoor's lanes, Aaron's hands, the trader's warning. He woke to a thrill, perching and alive. A creature hovered, small, winged, feathers flicking like spilled ink. Finally, it chirped, zipping close. I'm Lyra, a skiff. Gorrim's door stood, huh? A stone, no smock. Tallow stared. You talk? Lyra's laugh caught the air sharp as grass. Everything talks here. If you're not deaf, the stone's trouble or treasure. What's chasing in you? He struck, uneasy. Nothing worth much. Lyra handed on a root, eyes glinting. Lyre, echoes don't drag junk. They drag what's buried. What's buried in you? Tallow turned away, but her words struck, needles in his skin. Buried? He saw flashes. Cole's fist, Rain's murk, his own hands empty. But under that, something flickered. Small, fragile, alive. Hope. Anger? He shoved it down, afraid of what it might mean. Days crept by. Tallow roamed the valley. Gorrim, a brooding shadow. Lyra, a restless spark. The stone pulled him deeper, past streams that shimmered silver, to a cave where air pulsed. Inside, the walls glowed, veins of light mirroring the stones. He touched one, and his voice hit him, cold, accusing. Why did you run? Tallow flinched. I didn't feed there. It pressed. Where do you feed? Silence swallowed him, the hollow in his chest gaping wider. Where did he feed? Nowhere he had been. Maybe nowhere at all. But the question knocked. Could there be a place he hadn't found? A piece of him he hadn't seen? He hated it, hated hoping. That dusk, a figure emerged. An elf, pale and sharp, hair like frost, eyes that sliced through shadow. I'm Seryn, she said, voice steady as stone. This valley wakes for wanderers. You roused it. Tallow tensed. I didn't mean. She cut him off. Meaning's nothing. It's alive because you didn't want to be nothing anymore. Seryn gazed, held him, unyielding. Nothing what you flee. What do you seek? Her words burned, a mirror he couldn't break. Seryn stayed, showing him the valley's ages, how the echoes were shards of memory, fear, truth. Lyra buzzed around, jabbing. He's thick, Seryn, still hiding from it. Gorrim rumbled once. Fear's a shroud, shattered, or it chokes you. Tallow wanted to, but couldn't. He saw it then. Fear wasn't just Cole's fist or the village's scorn. It was him, afraid of what he might be if he stopped running. Afraid of the spark he felt, faint, and dangerous under all that mud. One night, a growl split the silence. A wolvren, black as tar, eyes red as coals, claws raking stone. Lyra squeaked, "Curve! He eats strays!" Seryn drew her blade. "He guards the valley's heart. Stay clear." Gorrim lunged, jaws wide. Tallow stumbled, the stone slipping. It hit the ground, and light flared. Sharp, while slamming Gorrim back. Seryn stared. "The stone's alive in you, Tallow." Tallow grabbed, breathless. "What was that?" Lyra grinned. "You dummy, it's waking up." Gorrim's voice roared, "It's yours. Will it, or it wills you." Gorrim slunk off, but its growl lingered, a promise of return. Days later, a new creature crept from its cliff. A shryke, tall and gaunt, skin like cracked clay, claws curled like smoke. Its voice raps, "Lost one, why linger?" Tallow froze. "I'm here." The shryke veil tilted its head. "Here's nothing but echoes. You're the louder than most. Why?" Lyra hissed. "He's nosy." Seryn watched, silent. Tallow swallowed. "I don't know what I am." Veil's claws clicked. "Then you're prey. Or more. Choose fast." It faded into the rock, leaving Tallow's pulse racing. Prey or more? He hated the choice. Hated that it felt true. He wasn't prey. Not anymore. But more? That spark flickered again. Small, stubborn. Daring him to claim it. He couldn't. Not yet. The valley trembled one dawn, a cracking splitting the cave wall. Light poured out, blinding, warm, jagged. Tallow approached, the stone scorching his hand. His voice roared, fierce. His, but not. "Face me!" In the light, he saw himself, taller, eyes ablaze, a blade growing, silver and black. "You're me?" Tallow breathed. The figure nodded. "The root of you. Call me brave." He reeled, the spark in him surging, painful, alive. Lyra zipped around. "See, it's huge." Seryn knelt. "It's not free. It's you, if you earn it." Gorrim's eyes flared. "Take it or rot." Tallow reached, the light searing his palm. Agony, then quiet. The figure dissolved, but the mark stayed. Silver, pulsing faintly. Seryn traced it. "Your first thread. It grows with you or dies." Lyra perched on his head. "You're brave now, like it or not." Brave. The name felt like a lie. And the truth. He wasn't there yet. Still Tallow, still broken, but something shifted. A possibility buried deep, whispering he could be more. He clung to it, terrified and alive. The valley hushed, but a pool stirred. North, past the cliffs. Seryn pointed. "The stone's done. Your path isn't." Brave nodded, legs trembling but firm. "Where?" Her eyes glinted. Where do you dare to look?" Lyra darted ahead. Gorrim's gaze lingered, and Brave stepped out, the mug humming, a thread of hope in the dark. He wasn't healed. Rejection still gnawed, fear still clawed, but he wasn't fleeing. The valley had tore him raw, and what waited, creatures, shadows, powers, he'd meet, one fractured step at a time. That's Brave first echo, not the end, just a crack in the dark. I'm Jedi, your host on The Coach Within. This little story about Brave, the little boy who was facing his story, finding the courage within. And on this journey, he's experiencing new possibilities, insights, opportunities, discovering who he is. He's got a mug now, a thread of something real, but is still growing, still figuring it out. Much like us. There's more ahead, dark paths, strange paths, stranger voice, and a story that's only just begun. And maybe for you, and maybe for us, and maybe for some of us, we feel a little bit like him, at times rejected, at times lost, reaching for that spark, doubting ourselves, wondering if we truly have the courage to face life jaunts. But this is your pause too, much like mine. And let's think about it. Because the brave keeps going, and we are going together. So let me invite you, as you listen to this story, and this is none like any other podcast that we've done before, and I thought, what better way to engage and to allow us to just pause, reflect, and have a transformative conversation is to just invite you into this story, to step into this story of Brave and how he feel and how he interacted with the creatures around and the person within. And I want you to also dig into your own echoes, because as coaches, as leaders, as people, there are voices around us, voices that can lift us up, but voices that can bring us down. Are we allowing that echoes to keep us down? Or are we telling ourselves and say, hey, I'm not sure what those echoes are. It's there, it's strange, it's hard, it's rough. I feel lost at times, but let's keep going. Let's keep pushing through. And just like Brave's story, it's not the end. It's only the first chapter of his book. And in the next series, as we continue, I'm going to share with you more and more stories of Brave and how he's facing his journey. If you like this episode, continue to join me in the next few stories as we learn and dive into his story. And I hope that this story has inspired you. And until then, brave your story because you have a coach within. See you soon. Thank you for tuning in to The Coach Within. If today's episode sparked something in you, take a moment to reflect, journal, or share it with someone who needs to hear it. Want to experience coaching or explore our upcoming programs? Head to jedi.coach or check out our show notes to connect. If this podcast helped you to grow, please follow, share, and leave a review. It helps more people to find us. And until next time, keep listening, keep reflecting, and keep braving your story from within.